Hi, today we are going to repair this mouse. This has been having some issues regarding its cursor movement as well as the scroll wheel seems to be not functioning well. So this is M170 Logitech mouse which I'm going to take apart and try to fix the issues that we have here. So let's see what we need to do. So right now what we are going to do is first we will turn off the mouse, as well as next what we need to do is we will remove the battery. So please remove the battery before attempting anything. So what we need to do next is if you observe closely, inside these slots we have some kind of notches that we need to undo before we can remove this top cover. We need to remove this top cover so that we can access the PCB. So here I'm going to be using a screwdriver. So what you need to do is there will be two notches. So find the inner one, right? Inner one, and push it outward so that this cover will pop out. So similarly we need to push it outwards on both these slots to take this cover out. So that's what I'm going to do. Be very careful and very gentle, don't apply too much force. So here you can see that once I do that, this cover pops out from one way, as well as here also, if you get one side out, it will be easy for you to attempt the next one. Right, so we pop both, and sometimes there is a third notch as well. If you observe closely, it is inside this battery bay. Sometimes you might have to apply some outward force to that notch as well to pop the cover out if it becomes difficult. But right now we just removed the top cover. As you can see, clean this top cover as well as the surfaces thoroughly. Like you can use some isopropyl alcohol. I already have done that once, so this is just me demonstrating what I went through so that I can make this video. So I cleaned all these things with isopropyl alcohol and using some tissue as well as an old toothbrush for me to remove all the dust and dirt like this. So once you do all that, this will be very clean and neat. So that helps to remove the debris and prevent anything from blocking these push buttons. So these are the push buttons, so these needs to be clean. If you find some hair, dust, remove all that. You can use the vacuum cleaner as well as you can use this brush to clean the surfaces off. But we will take this one step further and see what we can do to further thoroughly clean this. Right, so here you can see a screw, right? So what you need to do is unscrew that one. So pick a very fine tipped Phillips screwdriver and go and remove this screw like this, right? Don't lose the screw, so be careful regarding that, but gently remove the screw and place it somewhere safe, right? So this is the screw. I will place it somewhere here. But now what we need to do is we have to gently take this PCB out. So I hope that this is very clear to you. So again, use a flat head screwdriver if it is difficult with this Phillips head screwdriver. So again, here we have some notches that we can push outwards. Here also we have one, so you need to be careful and remove one side. I pick the notch on the battery bay side. So what I do is I push this so that the PCB can be popped out from that side, right? Yeah, like that. Be careful, okay? So now since we have popped one part, it might be very easy for us to take out this PCB. So you need to be gentle with these connections that we have here, this spring wire type of battery connector. So gently take out the PCB like this. So this is the PCB, right? So it has the LED, the transmitter chip and everything. So, and also keep it aside, you need to thoroughly clean inside this, right? So what you do is you can use isopropyl alcohol, or else like you can like wash this entire part and this part, because this is just plastic, right? Wash these two parts and clean and dry them. And also I want to say that be careful. Back of this PCB has this plastic switch, right? Sometimes if your switch is back switch is not working, you might need to remove this piece, this plastic piece, and if there is any debris or any dust or any hair in this small piece and between this switch, you clean it using this one, right? You can have this isopropyl alcohol and you can spray isopropyl alcohol onto the PCB surface, right? I am using highly concentrated isopropyl alcohol. Make sure that you dry this PCB thoroughly before putting it back together. So next time, like you can also use WD-40 or something like that and clean the surface, right? And use a small piece of cloth or tissue so that you can like wipe out any kind of thing. I personally would not recommend using this tissue because it might leave some particles and it might leave some dust like material on the PCB surface. So make sure that you use a proper cloth or something soft or like microfiber cloth or something when you do this, right? So yeah, you can also use some fresh cloth or a small towel to remove the debris, right? So make sure that you clean all these switches and clean any dirt and also clean whatever what if any dust is trapped in this encoder, right? So this is the encoder which goes to the scroll wheel side, so you can clean the scroll wheel as well and clean them like this, right? I have already cleaned. I'm just showing you the process how you need to do this, right? Never put this back with any kind of liquid on the PCB, right? You need to dry this, right? Let it dry, like remove all the dust, and that should be able to fix most of the issues that you find with a normal optical mouse, right? So make sure that you place all the components where you left them, right? So you can also like place the button that you have, so like this, or okay, or else like you can put this one in the plastic cover if it is like difficult for you. Let's leave this here for the moment, and let me quickly dry this thing so that we could like continue. So here I'm using a soft piece of cloth to like dry, and you can also use a hair dryer or something like that, but apply heat very gently. Like you can just blow air with low heat setting, because like we don't want to melt these plastic pieces because they are very sensitive, and you have to be very careful with these parts and they be very gentle. Okay, once you do all that, make sure that there's no any water left, right? So this is after like thoroughly cleaning the PCB, and I made sure that there is no dust or dirt. So if you want, you can like further remove these parts, but I think it won't be necessary for most of us. So this is done, right? This part is clean now, right? So next what you need to do is like put back this encoder scroll wheel, right, to the encoder, right? So once you do that, you can easily scroll this wheel like this, right? All right, so next what we do is like we take this piece and insert this switch. Remember that I had this switch on the off position, as I can remember. If it doesn't, like you can like fix the PCB and see whether if it actually like moves the switch. So I keep this one in the off position, right? So make sure that is like sliding smoothly. If you like flip it, I don't think it will work that smooth. So once you do that, what we need to do is like put back this PCB. For that one, you need to like align this one and slowly, right, push this PCB in, right? I will be pushing it from these two mouse, left mouse button and the right mouse button, so that leaves this one in place, right? Can you see? Now nice and clean, that's done. And after you flip this one, now check whether, like, hold the PCB from your hand, right? Otherwise it will tend to pop out. So hold it and see whether you can, like, actually turn on and turn off the switch, right? So if all that is done, now we have cleaned the mouse, you need to put back that screw, right? That's why I told you not to lose that screw. So let's put that with this Phillips drive, right? All right, so I'm going to insert this screw gently, okay? Yeah, it's better if you have a magnetic screwdriver for this one. So here, let's gently place this screw here, right? All right, so gently screw all the way through, don't apply too much pressure, right? All right, so these battery connecting leads have been placed properly in their respective places, and we are finally ready to assemble our mouse. So what you need to do is to install this cover, right? So let's see how we can install this cover. So when you want to install this cover, you need to take the right approach first, right? Otherwise you will have to again pop this cover out, right? So what you need to do is, like, you have to start from the front side of the mouse. So front side of the mouse, you have to, like, there's a small notch. If you observe these hooks, right? These hooks should be going into some holes. So you need to do some movement like this, right? Okay, once you do that, just slowly, gently push the cover back in place. So this is what we have now. It's nice and clean, and everything should be working fine now, right? All right, so everything should be fixed. So next, finally, you can put the battery back to the bay and install the cover like this and turn on the mouse. So now I can move the mouse. Is the cursor moving, right? So this is how we cleaned and fixed the mouse issues that I had. So hope you like this video. So please subscribe to my channel so that you can learn, so that we can learn something new every day. So thank you very much for watching.